This is Jitendra Raswani right now from bloggersideas.com. So this is my first official interview that I'm taking right now with my Xavi manager, yes, Kimberly. So hi Kimberly, how are you?
Hi, Jitendra. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I'm usually used to being the one interviewing and not being interviewed. So I get a little uncomfortable because it's not my comfort zone, but I'm so happy that I can be interviewed by you.
Oh, thanks. That's a pleasure. That's an honor for me that I'm interviewing you right now. So Kimberly, share your journey. That how did you started in this internet marketing? How who just helped you to get into this business?
You know what? That's a really good question. Internet marketing I kind of fought my way into this. Like I kind of was taken, like somebody was dragging me. I was kicking and screaming the whole way. And that person was my husband because
Wow.
I had actually, we got married and I moved to, a new country and, in Amsterdam, and I couldn't work because I didn't have my
Wow.
paperwork wasn't ready. And I just thought, I was an account executive formerly, and I've also worked in broadcasting, and I've worked as a model, and I've done lots of different things in business. And I thought I'll just go to my new country, and I'll get a job. I'll be an account executive again.
Wow.
And that was really my plan. That didn't happen
Uh,
because for about a year, my visa, my paperwork wasn't cleared and I couldn't work. So I started writing a book, and it was all prompted. I always wanted to write a book, and I started writing a book about video presenting. And we kind of talked about what type of people we want to work with, what type of people are my ideal clients. And it's kind of amazing because really the people that I've worked with most of my life have been technical people. Like I worked
oh,
for the biggest online service, the first big online service, America Online, for 7 years. And I worked
wow.
in the technical department, and then I worked in the security department. So I worked with all
Oh.
men. I was the only woman. So it's somewhere I feel very comfortable working in, SaaS type of or software development, or with other people who are developers and don't have my qualities. I like working with them because we can help one another. So that's
Wow.
kind of how I got into internet marketing. We launched our first test product last October, and we did it
Wow.
all by ourselves, my husband and I, and learned a lot through
Wow.
that process.
Wow.
And since then, we're working on a couple of other products. We have a video product in development ourselves that we've been working with the developers on. And then I've just been getting to know a lot of people through our new platform, IMMarketNews.
Yes, yes.
And now here I am talking to you today, and we're working on something together. So it's really
Yeah,
exciting.
I'm seeing that Kim, I was following you from 1 or 2 months, and I was seeing that you were taking some interviews of Xavies, big Xavies in the market. So I was really impressed by your blog that you were working so hard and you were doing interviews so professionally, well edited. I really liked your work. I really liked your passion. That's why I add you on Facebook, and I just try to approach you. Yes, I'm launching my first product, and you just reply so honestly about my stuff. So I felt such an
Oh,
honor
thank you.
to get in touch with you with my product
You know
Schema
what?
Ninja.
I really appreciate your feedback, Jitendra, because the whole reason we started I Am Market News, which has gotten us a lot of attention and opened a lot of doors for us, is because when we launched our first product, we struggled to find information. We were like, how do we set this up in JV Zoo? How do we get people to help us sell this? How do we didn't know. So we just kind of did it the hard way because we wanted to learn. And we didn't really have anybody that was kind of holding our hand. And I was able to go to a summit where I met these great marketers who are doing really well.
Wow,
And I was
great.
like, we can't launch yet. We're not ready. We went ahead and launched. And the advice I got at that summit from these really great people were the advice I got was just launch and fail fast, fail
Oh,
quickly, because then you know what
oh.
you did wrong, then you can fix it and
When you
do it
fix it,
again,
yes,
which is
exactly.
completely backwards from how we think, right?
Yes,
We
yes,
think get it perfect and then launch it, right?
yes, yes,
So yeah,
exactly.
I appreciate that. The whole reason we started I Am Market News was so that we could see more transparency in the marketplace, so that other people could give their little tips and tricks to help the
Yes.
newbie coming in. And really, the people that we've been able to interview have been so amazing because
Wow,
they've
great.
provided value to
Yes,
our channel and
yes.
value to the general public who sees our interviews. So we
Wow.
appreciate everyone who's been willing, all those great marketers who've been willing to work with us
Wow.
as well.
So how? So Kimberly, I would like to ask one question here, that how did you build relationship with so big players, big JV players? How did you build it? So just share your secrets, so some my audience want to know about
Uh,
it.
That's a great question. How do you build relationships with anybody really would be my answer. I think that mainly you've got to be genuine. You've got to be willing to ask a question. You've got
Hmm.
to be willing to be rejected. I
Yes, yes.
I've interviewed nearly everyone that I've asked.
Wow.
Um, there have been a couple that couldn't. One, his wife's birthday, and one couldn't because she was really busy with a launch, and it was kind of a timing issue. But other than that, everyone that I've asked for an interview, I've been able to interview. So you've got to
Wow.
be confident enough to ask, and you've got to be genuine. And I think that people can see your underlying reason for something. And
Yes.
I simply explain what it is we do, what our intention is, and
Wow.
I think they've just been really willing to be giving back in that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope that
But
answers your question.
it is difficult to build a relationship with big Xavi players because I was a newbie in Xavi. I'm a newbie in Xavi market right now. So I'm just being very honest with them. I'm just trying to add them on Facebook or just having a good conversation about their product and my product. So do you think that this is very difficult to get a response from big Xavies?
I think the part that's difficult, as you say, is probably them having the time to talk to
Yes.
somebody they don't know,
Yes.
and maybe the idea in their mind is I've really got to spend my time wisely, and I think
Yes.
maybe up front they really want to know, what is it you want from me, and how can I fill that, and what are you going to do for me, that type of thing. I mean, isn't that what we do kind of in business?
Yes.
I think one thing that's helped us in getting great interviews with great marketers when we came out the gate
Yes.
really has just been we started reporting on news on kind of what was happening, and that kind of opened up a lot of doors.
Yes.
Started making connections with people and just being able to follow up, because
Yes.
sometimes you might feel rejected if you ask for an interview and you're turned down. You might think I'll just go away, but really it's following up, and sometimes things happen in people's lives where they can't make an interview or they're sick. I had an interview today that was canceled because the guy was like down with a fever for 4 days, and
Oh.
I could be broken about it and say, oh, he doesn't like me or he's not willing to help me, but that's not it at all. It's just life happens and we
Yes,
have to
yes.
roll with it.
Yeah, yeah. You need to adjust with all this stuff, right?
Totally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Kimberly, so what are the new products you are working on, and what JVs you will be working in future right now? So share your plans for 2016 right
Oh,
now.
so yeah, so thanks for that opportunity. We're actually working on a product. It's a PLR product, or private label rights product. It's a business in a box for
Wow.
physical fitness and health. And that's going to be coming out. We're just finishing up the pages for that. That's coming out on the 4th of April. And we're
Wow.
really excited for that because it's in a niche that I'm really passionate about, and that's health and fitness. I've personally run a marathon. I've
Wow.
run like 10 half marathons, and I've done 5Ks and 10Ks all over the place.
Wow.
So I feel like it's a great market to be in. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't know about this
It's a
stuff.
great,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great market to be in, and our product allows people to get into that space um, really easy because we give you the sales page, we give you the JV page, we give you all the tools. All you need to do is go sell it. So that's one
Yes.
product we're working on. We're working on something with you. Can I talk about that?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we're working, and I'm really excited about this one. We're working on a WordPress plugin that we will be announcing soon. We're not going to
Yes.
announce much more about it. I can't say much about it right now,
That's a
but
secret.
we're excited for that coming down. Yeah. And we're expecting that to be quite successful. And
Yes.
so I'm excited about this. A WordPress plugin, and it's going to help with SEO ranking. It's going to help really any business.
Yes.
It's really to be able to be used to increase SEO ranking. But not only that, it's really clean, neat, and it has to do with ratings. And that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Is that safe?
Yeah, it is safe right now. Yeah, yeah.
But we're excited about that because we've enjoyed working with you as well.
Yeah.
The other product we're working on ourselves is a video product, and it's in development. And we've been working on that since we launched our first test product. We hired a developer, and we've been working on that. Ran into a couple of snags, which happens. And so we're kind of projecting that out to me maybe summer or fall
Wow.
that will come out. We feel like with the build that we've done through IM Market News and through getting to know all these amazing people, that should be a pretty great launch. So we're
Great.
excited for all these.
Great, great, great. And Kimberly, there's one question is coming in my mind right now. So how you use Facebook for your business right now? How do you approach people and how
Oh,
you
wow.
use best out of this Facebook?
That's a great question because Facebook for me has always been personal. It's not been anything I've ever done business with. It's like I want my Facebook is my family and my friends, and that's all. Business stays separate. And I really kind of protected that. So coming into internet marketing, I was like, you know what? I'm looking at making a change. This is really getting out of my comfort zone. And what we've been doing is we've been doing a lot of testing on Facebook. We've been running ads. We've been driving, seeing how we can drive traffic using Facebook. We've also just recently started on Instagram. So we've
Wow.
been doing things on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we've been doing it with our IMMarketNews
Wow.
platform. And the great thing about that is that we've been doing videos every day. We've kind of slowed down on everyday videos because we've kind of changed what we're doing and in what we're reporting. And
Yes,
now we're
yes, yes.
kind of getting for the entrepreneur.
Yes, yes,
But
great.
during that startup period, we really were able to test out, where responsiveness is. So it's been very interesting.
Yes,
So
great.
we're continuing to test. We will
Wow.
continue to test. That's what good
Great.
business does.
Great, great, great.
But I love.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm
great.
starting to get really into Instagram too. I've interviewed a lot of great people about Instagram, and
Wow.
I previously was never on Instagram. I was like, Facebook's enough. But I'm starting to see the value of Instagram, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So for me, Facebook works best. I think that I'm using Facebook very wisely for my business right now. I'm approaching you and big ZV players. So I think that Facebook is the best platform for bloggers and internet marketers like us to explore some good business opportunities, right? Do you agree?
I agree, and I think it's a great place to connect, really,
Yes.
because and you know what I do is I'll get a friend request. I get multiple friend requests every day, and I'll look at their Facebook page, and it tells me whether or not they're safe to connect with. Because really, I mean, I combine my personal and my business life,
Right,
and
right.
who wants to connect with a weirdo? You know what I mean? So I think it's important if you're wanting to use Facebook as a tool for business that you
Right,
add some business stuff in there.
right, right. So when
Otherwise
I
people might
so
not want to connect.
right, great. So when I approached you on Facebook, what was your reaction? What good qualities you saw on my profile? Just be very honest. Just want to know your
Well,
opinion.
the thing that I liked about your approach was that you were professional, you were professional, and I didn't really have any like fear about is this some weirdo? Because
Oh,
really, you got to look at your Facebook profile. You got to look at your picture. I mean, is it scary or is it approachable? I mean,
it's scary. I don't look scary. At least I don't look scary.
I try to be a very non-judgmental woman in that I don't judge people based on their looks because that's something we're given that we can't change unless we want to really
Right,
spend a
right,
lot of money and go under the knife or
right,
whatever.
right, right, right.
But really we can change how we present ourselves, and we can either come across as professional or we can come across as a gangster or we can come across as a weirdo.
Yes,
So
exactly,
that's
exactly.
that's really judgmental to say that word, but
Yeah, that is.
I think the majority of people watching this will get what I'm saying. There's
Yes.
something to say about how you present yourself.
Yes. So how do you handle
And
some unprofessional people who approach you on Facebook, or they are just being a weirdo or psycho, whatever you call it. So how do you deal with them? Because I do get a lot of requests from some psycho people, and they just talk to me very unprofessionally. So how do you react to these kind of situations right now?
yeah, it's most important for me to just stay professional. Generally, and I've kind of started a new rule that when I accept a friend request from someone, I immediately make contact with them. And what that does is it solves two problems. It first of all gets me a little more information about who they are, what their
Yes.
intentions might be, how we can work together and collaborate,
Yes.
and it will
Perfect.
rule out whether because you only have so many spots for friends on Facebook.
Yes.
I want those spots to be used well with friends, with family, with great business associates, and with people who I can work with and really just enjoy having as friends. So
Yes.
that's what I do. I try to start talking with them and start a
Wow.
conversation. Otherwise,
Wow.
I just have a bunch of people I'm friends with that I don't know. What good does
Mm,
that do?
yeah, right. Right. So, so Kimberly, now my question is that why you started with I am Market News?
Oh, perfect. So the reason we started IM Market News is because when we launched our product, we kind of waded through all of the confusion alone. And I didn't want anyone else to go through that alone. And
Okay,
that's part of the reason I began JV managing, is because I enjoy helping people. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, enjoy helping people to
great.
get somewhere. And
Mm-hmm.
I've lived a life. I'm not like 18. I've lived a life, and I've learned a lot from that life, and I like to take those experiences and apply them to my work and apply them to helping someone else
Yes,
grow in their life, whether
great.
that's growing more partners that they can partner up with, or growing their income, or whatever
Great.
whatever that is they want to accomplish. I enjoy helping others, and IM Market News is my platform to do that. So
Wow.
that's why we started it. It's been
Okay.
very enjoyable. I like doing videos as well. I like
Wow.
presenting, so it's
Yeah.
fulfilled my need too. So
Yeah.
it's a little greedy.
Wow. Wow. And Kimberly, now my question is that how do you form partnership with big JVs? Because nowadays in businesses there are so many legal issues and there are so many fights and all this stuff. So how do you form partnerships with big JVs? What is your way
That's a
to?
really That's a really good question, Jitendra, because that is really, isn't that the foundation of any business? Is the ability to form a partnership that works for two people that's a win-win.
Right. Right.
That's the most important thing. And I remember when you and I first started talking, there was a lot of, I don't know if we can move forward with this because I have a couple questions, or that type of thing. And I think there needs to be some full disclosure in that this
Yes.
is how I'm going to operate, and this is how you're going to operate, and this is how
Right.
we're going to operate together.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone wins.
Yes. Yes.
In business, you'll see people who are kind of cutthroat, who are like, I'm in it for me, 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 me. And I've lived long enough, Jitendra, to learn that that just doesn't work. It doesn't
Yes.
work. It doesn't make
Yes.
me happy. It doesn't make the other
Same
person
in.
happy. And there's no point in holding a grudge. So why put yourself in a situation where you'd have to make a grudge? Just
Yes. Yes.
create win-win partnerships,
Yes.
and work with people you trust. If you don't trust something, you don't feel right about something, I don't think you should do it,
Should do it.
because
Right. Right.
you got to
There.
kind of go with that inner knowing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's never done me wrong.
Yes. So there are so many greedy people out here in internet marketing, and I have seen so many greedy people, and they are hungry for money. I really don't like to work with them if they are so hungry for money. I don't know why they have goal in their life just to make money, 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 and they don't want to have any good business relationship. They don't believe in this forming a good relationships, and it's so I don't prefer to work with these kind of guys in my life. So that's my
No,
yeah.
I agree with you. And if I may share just a very brief story as to why I feel so strongly about that.
Sure.
My ex-husband was on the run from the law, from the FBI, for 4 years. I was with him.
Wow.
That 4 years was the most torturesome 4 years of my life. I was confused. I was trying to be a mother to my 3 children. I was confused about his business and what he was doing. I was confused about my role in it. I was confused about, is what he's doing really wrong, or is it just an interpretation of what is wrong? So that led me through kind of this personal developed 4-year plan of, I got to figure out what I'm doing. And the time came, that's when I started running. I did it for therapy. I ran a lot. The time came that the FBI came knocking on the door, and they took him away. He had no shoes on. I had to bring his sandals to him, so he had some shoes. And I recorded that with because I'm a trained reporter and news anchor, and I recorded it with my camcorder. It was a mini DV camera back then. It was before we had all these great
Yes.
gadgets. But,
Yes.
and and it really changed my life. I was like, now I'm alone, and I still have my 3 kids, and I'm in a foreign country. I was in a foreign country at that time, and I
Yes.
have to
Yes.
figure out a way to get home. And I had people asking me when I'm leaving the country, and I mean, it was really scary.
Mm,
And so I really got to question,
yes.
I want to make sure whatever I do is okay. I
It's
want to make
okay.
sure what I do isn't hurting anyone. I want to make
Yeah.
sure what I do is helping people. I want to make sure what I do is legal.
Right. Right.
So that's kind of where I learned it. And when you learn something so at such a deep level through that type of experience, you'll never be the same. And
Right.
so I lived a very high lifestyle with money and vacations and staying at big resorts. But what I learned is that it doesn't buy you happiness. So there's
Yeah.
more. I mean, having money is great because you can do a lot of things,
Yeah.
but that's all it is it's money. And at the end of the day, you got to live with who you are, and wherever you go, there you are, is the saying, because you can't run away from yourself.
Yes,
And so
exactly.
so that's what I've been able to kind of do with I Am Market News is it feels like I'm giving to a community. And the
Yeah.
great thing is that that community gives back. And that's
Yeah.
proof of it. You give first, and that community gives back.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's it's from money you cannot buy love. It's for true, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. You
because
can't.
I'm being in
Can't.
a relationship right now. I know that what kind of feeling is this. You cannot buy a love seriously. You cannot buy it. The
It,
money it just gives you a some temporary happiness. But if you need something which goes for long, so you need a real love in your life. The money cannot buy this stuff. That's the thing I learned. So right now, early I was crazy. I was working so hard. Now I'm with her right now. So I feel that yes, I have to balance my life. So it is very tricky, but I'm learning all this stuff right now. I'm learning. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
it's very good. I'm happy to see that learning process, and I'm doing the same thing, aren't we
Yeah,
all? We're all learning a little bit and
yeah,
hope to give and hope to receive, and
yes,
we can
yes.
all go away happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah. See, my goal is not to make too much money. My goal is to just to live a life that I want. What I will do if I have millions of dollars, I live in a 4 BHK bungalow or flat, whatever you say, but I'm living alone. So I don't think that I'm not the happiest person because I'm living alone. I don't have any family or have any friends. I'm just having a showcase live, just showing off people that hey, I have a Ferrari, hey, I have a four BHK bungalow or villa, whatever you say. I've learned these things. I have learned these things by meeting some good people who are very rich, but still they are very kind. They are very down to earth person. So I have learned all these stuffs right now in this journey right now in this business. So this business has taught me a
That's
lot of stuff. Yeah.
that's so good to hear because it is about balance, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I've lived the one way, and now I have a completely different life, and I
Yeah.
find more happiness in where I'm at. I find more balance in where I'm at. And when you don't have anything to compare it to, though, I see a lot of young people in internet marketing, and there's really no basis of comparison, but it's the learning process we all go through to find our own happy, right?
Yes.
So there's a path to, there's many paths to take, but to me, it's about finding balance and having that be as the major,
Great.
I'm
Yeah.
always checking myself and my balance in this area of life. So yeah,
Yeah. It's
I'm glad you're
there.
learning the same things I'm learning.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. And Kimberly, what will be the single piece of advice to budding entrepreneurs and internet marketers?
Oh, don't try to do it alone. There are people who
Yes.
are willing and able to help you.
Mm.
And I say this because this is something I need to tell myself.
Yes. Yes.
Because, we're, some of us are taught, life is hard. Life is hard and you have
Yes.
to work and get your way through. And, you know, um, life doesn't have to be hard. I'm reading a book right now, Your Life Wasn't Meant to Be a Struggle. It's the second time I've read this book. And actually, it's my husband's book. He's never read it. And I gave my book away when I moved, but I come here and the book's there again because it's his book. So I'm rereading the book that I've read before. Your life wasn't meant to be a struggle. Your life is meant to be fabulous. So do
Yeah.
the things that make it fabulous and find balance. And I would say, be willing to help, be willing to receiving help
Yes.
as a
Exactly.
number one.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because I've seen that many people here they are greedy, but they are not willing to help you. They just here to. I don't know what they are doing in their life. I don't know. They are so greedy. I've seen so many greedy people out there, and they are so hungry for money all the time. They just want money, money. They just don't want to help. I've seen these kind of people, so I really hate all these people. Seriously.
And what's so great about that is it teaches you what you don't want to be, right?
Yes, I
Because
don't
you
want to be.
experience it from the outside. So that's great.
Yes.
I'm thankful for those people that teach me what I don't want to be.
Uh,
But we're all on our journey. Yeah.
yeah, we just keep on
So,
growing and keep on hustling. And Kimberly, what keeps you motivated while you're working so hard on your business? So what do you do for all this to get motivation and to get inspiration? So do you read any books or do you watch any videos out there? Yeah.
I absolutely. In fact, when I'm not reading as much, then I know that I'm falling because I've been a student of Bob Proctor. I've been a student of Napoleon Hill. I've read many books from many great people. I've been a student of The Secret before it was released to the general public. I was, when they launched that, I was on the list and got one of the first CDs and one of the first books that was ever released. And so I've been a student of a lot of the people on that program, on that team. And it's been something that I've experienced how things work, and I've experienced what works for me, and I've experienced what doesn't work. So
Right.
whenever I feel like I'm kind of getting into a rut, then I usually realize, I'm not staying connected in the ways that I know work for me.
Yes.
I'm also very spiritual, and I use
Yes.
that in my life every day. And I thank God above for all of the blessings I'm given, and that
Right.
truly is where I kind of come from. Call it whatever you want to call it, but I believe in a supreme creator who loves
Exactly.
us, and
Exactly.
that's where I come from. But yeah, I'm not here to push any of my beliefs on anyone. But
Right.
what works for me is those things I found that work for me. If they don't work, sometimes I still do them. Then I'm reminded by my husband that doesn't work, and
Wow.
so it's great
Great.
to have someone in your life that can help you in that way
Yeah, great, great,
too.
great. Yeah, okay. Kimberly, one more question. I have one last question. I think we should keep it very short. What are the best thing that you liked in my blog, Bloggers Ideas? So please do share something right now.
Oh, I do. So the first time, I think you got some really great things going on that blog. So the
Okay.
first thing that I noticed, you open up the blog site, and down at the bottom there's this little thing,
This is push
and it
notifications.
like
Yeah.
yeah, what is that called? It kind of pops in like
It is called push
if you
notifications. Push notifications.
yeah, there's push notification. And I love how you have your opt-in form. It's clean, it's neat, it's awesome.
Thank you.
And then you've got a lot of great content on there.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about you, which is great to see.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of things on there that I'm like, now I haven't seen that before, and I think that's one of the first things I asked you is about that little thing in the bottom. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. You kind of are like, I want to push on that. I want to push that thing. I notice my own reaction, and I
Great.
tell my partner and husband, we need one of those. We
I
need
will
one of those little things.
I will get you this. I know my friend because the guy who has this product is making the product Schema Ninja also. So I know this guy. I will get it for
Oh,
you.
cool.
Yeah, I will get it for you.
Has he launched that or anything, or is that like just
Uh,
like some secret that's hanging?
his product name is Let Reach, and that guy is already working. They are receiving some good funding right now because they were looking for some funding to expand this business, and they are doing a ZV launch, and they might want to work with you. I already recommended your name that
I love
Kimberly is the right person to work. I know. So they are in the
it. I
pipeline
love
right now. Yeah, they are in the pipeline of getting a funding right now, and 1 or 2 weeks they will be start working on Xavi stuff because they are seeing that how much efforts I'm putting in this Xavi right now. So they want to learn from me, and they were looking for Xavi manager. So I said Kimberly is the right person. Though. You can hire her.
Oh, you're awesome,
Yeah,
Kendra. I'm
yeah.
really happy to know you. I'm happy to know you in business. I'm happy to know you as a person. I've
Thank you.
enjoyed hearing about your lady, your lady friend, and and watching how things are developing with your product and
Yeah.
all of
So,
that. And I
so
look forward to working with you in the future too.
yeah,
So
sure,
I consider
sure.
this a long term.
Yeah, this launch is going to be super big, and I'm working very hard. I'm meeting a lot of people. You know that what kind of stuff I'm doing. I'm meeting a lot of people around here, going to
Crazy,
events. Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I'm going crazy.
Yeah, and it's been great to see all your pictures and all your updates, and
Yeah,
and you've got a great, nice, motivational way of being. And I respect it, and I like that.
yeah. So
You're a
I'm just
likable guy,
thank
so
you, thank you.
it's
So
cool.
so that's the way that I'm working right now. So that's so Schema Ninja. I want to break it seriously. This is the first Zevi launch, but I really want to break it. Once you decide the Zevi launch date, Kimberly, I'm going crazy. Trust me, I'm going crazy. Then I will not sleep until
Just
I get
hang
some.
in there. Hang in there. Patience is a virtue.
But still, I have to hustle a
Hang in.
lot. I have to hustle a lot for this product right now. I'm hustling, and I learned a lot of things while this product launched. Trust me, I was not knowing anything about Xavi stuff. I learned it from you. I learned it from big Xavi's that how they are doing it. So this product launch is going to change my life for sure. That is for sure. This is what is going on.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're doing
Kimberly.
great.
Thank you, Kimberly. So
Great to know you.
yeah, Kimberly. And Kimberly, thanks for this interview right now. And it's such an honor to just interview right now, and you shared some wonderful tips to my audience right now. And I'm sure they're going to learn a lot of things from you. And yeah, I'm sure that once I tag you on
Oh, it's
Facebook, you will be getting a lot of friend requests, and I'm thinking that you will get some good connections from my side for sure. I can assure you right now.
because they heard this interview, they're going to wonder if I look like a weirdo or not, right?
No, it's not
No,
less
I
than
don't
you.
mean that in a bad way at all.
Uh, no
But I think
problem.
you present yourself very well, and I think that's important. I think it's important how we present ourselves, and of course, be who you are,
Yes,
be
exactly,
true to who you are. And if you're a
exactly.
weirdo, own being a weirdo. That's all I'm saying.
And yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Kimberly, thanks for this interview, and I hope you really like this interview. I really hope that you enjoy it. Right?
Yes, thanks so much, and thanks for sharing me with your audience. And it's been
Yeah,
a pleasure today, Jitendra.
thank you. It's such an honor. Thank you, Kimberly.
You bet.
Take care. Bye
Take
bye.
care.